Welcome back. Nvidia is once again the talk of the day. It's the stock of the day. It's now down more than 6%. There are new reports just a few moments ago that the White House is considering tightening curbs on their China sales. Of course, this comes as the AI trade tries to find its footing post DeepSeek. And the internet giant Alibaba is out with a new AI model of its own, which it claims outperforms DeepSeek's version 3. Let's get out to Deirdre Bosa with more on this rapidly shifting race. But Deirdre, today's headline potentially from from Washington is a reminder that where the rubber meets the road here may be in exactly how much and to what extent the government constrains Nvidia from trying to do further business in China.
Yeah, I don't know the details of what they're going to do differently, but it should be different because the previous export controls, not only were they useful, they backfired. They essentially led to DeepSeek. And all of this just fits into this overarching theme. Welcome to the AI race post DeepSeek. This is a breakthrough so significant, it redraws the battle lines. And it makes the winners of the previous era, OpenAI and Microsoft, makes them look like sore losers. Accusing DeepSeek of using OpenAI inputs, that is the kettle calling the pot black. Because just like OpenAI trained ChatGPT on internet data, DeepSeek trained its model on updated, we think likely, updated generative AI internet data. So sure, it copied the playbook, but it did so far more efficiently and then open sourced it and innovated on top of it. You can see all of this because it's open source and published the research paper. Accusing DeepSeek of using OpenAI outputs, again, this is just kind of ironic to hear it from OpenAI. To sum up the new race in one word, distillation, a way to shrink a big AI model into a faster, smaller one while keeping what it learned. Here's what Databricks' Ali Ghodsi told me earlier this week.
So we're going to just see distillation happening left and right. It's already happening. Like there's so many versions of DeepSeek that have been reproduced and redone just in the last week as we speak. So this distillation is going to just create so much competition at the LLM or the AI layer.
And so Alibaba's new Qwen model, which it claims surpasses DeepSeek's V3, that is part of this new frenzy post-DeepSeek, one that Meta, the American open source leader, is no doubt already engaged in, working on. DeepSeek is already leading to a re-ranking in AI leadership, one where the winners will be the companies that can iterate the fastest, making models leaner, cheaper, and more accessible. And so those new export controls, whatever they shape up to be, Kelly, it's going to have to work a lot differently because the race has just totally changed.
Well, you wonder if they're just going to clamp down a lot further and just say, because last time around, I think they said, OK, you can make this high power version for a little while, and then they clamped down on that. And if they literally just start saying no leading edge chips of any kind from Nvidia to China, that would be a big deal.
OK, but what's going to happen then? It's going to actually force China's chip industry to race even faster. There's been reports that DeepSeek is using Huawei chips for inferencing, right? So the Chinese are incredibly resourceful. Going back to this phrase I know everyone's heard a million times this week, but really necessity is the mother of invention. The Chinese have found ways to work around this. It's hard to think that they won't continue to do so. And I will say, like Arvind Srinivas, the CEO of Perplexity, told us a few weeks ago, the way to sort of beat DeepSeek is to out-innovate them. Just continue to compete instead of trying to outlaw some of these factors.
Although maybe they'll try to do both at the same time for now. We'll see, like you said. Deirdre, thanks. Deirdre Bosa, appreciate it.
In Wednesday's trade, Nvidia's stock is experiencing yet another wave of significant sell-offs. As of 1:26 p.m. ET today, the stock was down 5.9% against the backdrop of the S&P 500 index's 0.5% decrease and the Nasdaq Composite Index's 0.8% decline. A number of negative indicators pertaining to the DeepSeek R1 artificial intelligence AI model, which was unveiled last week, are causing Nvidia's stock to decline today. First, investors are considering if DeepSeek's new AI portends a much lower demand prognosis than anticipated for Nvidia's cutting-edge AI processors. According to reports, the R1 model was created and trained on fewer, weaker processors than top AI systems from American firms like Microsoft and OpenAI. It is also claimed to be far more efficient in terms of the cooling and processing power required to operate. Meanwhile, DeepSeek R1 is achieving performance comparable to or better than OpenAI's latest ChatGPT system, which was once the industry standard for generative AI and reasoning systems. Another bearish catalyst is the DeepSeek narrative, which emphasizes the importance of AI as a battlefield for the rival global powers and the escalating geopolitical tensions between the United States and China. Sen, Josh Hawley, a Republican from Missouri, submitted a measure today that would ban U.S. investment in Chinese AI projects and terminate the two nations' AI cooperation, according to Fox News. The story surrounding Nvidia stock has changed drastically with the release of DeepSeek R1. It's still too early to tell if the new software system is truly a paradigm change that will occur at the same time that demand for Nvidia's sophisticated graphics processing units, GPUs, declines, even though it might be offering a significant breakthrough in AI efficiency. Furthermore, I believe that investors stand to gain from supporting Nvidia stock and adopting a more dubious attitude toward the new Chinese AI paradigm. It's still unclear how DeepSeek's R1 was constructed, trained, and what processing power it needs. The impact that DeepSeek is having on the market this week highlights real risk factors and catalysts for volatility. However, I believe that in the end, the relationship between the United States and China will be more important than the specific technological components of R1. This is because the AI race has become a focal point in the battle between the US and China, and it is reasonable to assume that some information about the model's origination and efficiency has been misrepresented given massive purchases of Nvidia processors and overall spending on AI infrastructure, as well as future projections from tech executives like Microsoft and Meta platforms. Nvidia and other top AI stocks will probably continue to experience volatility as a result of these factors. However, the fight against artificial intelligence may also serve as a significant long-term stock catalyst. Therefore, even though the future of the AI leader is currently more uncertain, I believe that Nvidia's recent fall represents another excellent opportunity to purchase. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Nvidia shares falling again today as the AI trade looks for some new equilibrium following the release of DeepSeek. This comes as Alibaba now is touting their new AI model, which it claims surpasses DeepSeek V3. Our Deirdre Bosa, of course, has more on this rapidly changing AI race. Now we got Baba to play with, Dee.
You know, rapidly might be an understatement. And really, this is the takeaway. In the AI arms race, there are before and after moments. DeepSeek created one, not unlike OpenAI's ChatGPT moment a few years ago, a breakthrough so significant it redraws the battle lines. Now, complaints from Microsoft and OpenAI and President Trump's AI czar, David Sachs, accusing DeepSeek of using OpenAI outputs. It's just an attempt that won't go anywhere to put the cat back in the bag. Because just like OpenAI trained ChatGPT on internet data, DeepSeek trained its model on updated generative AI internet data. It copied the playbook, but far more efficiently, and then it open sourced it. The new buzzword that Wall Street should take note of is distillation, a way to shrink a big AI model into a faster, smaller one while keeping what it learned. Here's what Databricks CEO Ali Ghodsi told me earlier this week.
So we're going to just see distillation happening left and right. It's already happening. Like there's so many versions of DeepSeek that have been reproduced and redone just in the last week as we speak. So this distillation is going to just create so much competition at the LLM or the AI layer.
And so Alibaba's new Qwen model, which it claims surpasses DeepSeek's V3, that's just part of a new frenzy post-DeepSeek, one that Meta, the American open source leader, is no doubt already engaged in. Here's Perplexity CEO Arvind Srinivas a few weeks ago.
I still think Meta will build a better model than DeepSeek V3 and open source it, and what they'll call it Llama 4 or 3 point something, doesn't matter. But I think what is more key is that we don't like try to focus all our energy on banning them and stopping them, instead just try to outcompete and win.
That's a really key point. He says America should outcompete, not outlaw. The idea that post-DeepSeek, again, winning will come from building faster and smarter, not trying to slow others down. For Wall Street, that might mean, guys, betting on the companies that can iterate the fastest, making models leaner, cheaper, and more accessible. So that is going to be something key to listen out for on the earnings calls and the earnings parade as it kicks off tonight.
Concerns regarding the competitiveness of American AI companies and their expenditures on the cutting-edge technology caused Nvidia's shares to plummet by almost 6% during intraday trading on Wednesday, shattering expectations for a speedy rebound from losses earlier in the week. The stock of the AI chipmaker was one of the biggest decliners on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq on Wednesday, and it led losses in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Over the past year, shares of Palantir, Broadcom, and a number of other AI hotspots have also decreased. Nvidia and numerous other U.S. tech companies were in a tailspin on Monday due to the growing popularity of an app from a Chinese firm called DeepSeek. The program uses an AI model that the company claims can perform on par with American competitors at a fraction of the cost. The tech industry had a small uptick on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, the Chinese internet giant Alibaba released a new AI model that it claims can outperform models from DeepSeek, OpenAI, and Meta platforms. With Microsoft and Meta's earnings expected to be in the news later tonight, as both companies face pressure to demonstrate that their AI investments can produce results that justify the costs, the rapid rise of cheaper models from Chinese companies that can compete with those from top American firms has prompted a reckoning on Wall Street. Morgan Stanley analysts told clients that DeepSeek's advancements could prove positive for Microsoft and Meta, suggesting that Meta could implement them, and that Microsoft's Azure platform would benefit from a proliferation of AI models and consumer applications. Analysts have so far remained largely optimistic about their prospects. In a note sent to clients on Wednesday, analysts at Bank of America stated that they believe this to be AI's Sputnik moment, implying that competition may force American hyperscalers such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet to increase their AI expenditures, which would benefit Nvidia, Broadcom, and other AI chipmakers. One reiterating their buy recommendation and $190 price target for Nvidia stock, they said that they saw the latest sell-off as an even better time to invest. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now let's dive into today's video.
Stocks in focus. Do you think that there was opportunity? Were you buying when we saw a big sell-off on Monday on the heels of what happened with DeepSeek? And would you continue to buy some of these names?
Well, right, we weren't buying immediately from when the news hit. We were really trying to understand what was going on. It was a big shakeup, right? One of the things that I think about in terms of a chart that I saw last year as we've seen this run up in spending and growth in the AI and the chip space was the number of software engineer jobs that have been declining, right? With AI kind of taking over that role. And so the news that we saw with DeepSeek was a big surprise, right? So little capital, so seemingly few people, and so much software efficiency. In a weird sort of way, it's funny that AI didn't, tell us this would be existing out there, and that was much easier to accomplish. So I think for us, it's caused us to reassess valuations, spending. So when we saw the move, we didn't jump right in to buy, but chips and technology and software services, and maybe going back to the themes idea, software programming might be an area of focus this year, knowing that these efficiencies still exist.
So at this point now, do you feel more positive about the year ahead since you are finding some opportunities? I mean, would you say you're more bullish?
Very much more bullish. We think this new administration is going to be all about growth. It might come, though, in some of the areas that we haven't seen historically, especially seeing the impact we saw in the chip and technology space. So I would look at financial services off to a nice start this year. If the market and the economy can, both come back, really probably more the economy, and keep the market where it's at, then there shouldn't be any need to adjust interest rates. Will continue to be great for financial services sector, but look at industrials as well. We think there's going to be a manufacturing and a growth renaissance within the United States. You could still have choppy markets, but we're expecting a much stronger economy this year.
After the news claimed that the Trump government is thinking of limiting sales of Nvidia's processors to China due to the development of the DeepSeek AI model, the company's shares slumped 6.9% in the afternoon session. The sources claim that the restriction may be applicable to some of Nvidia's state-of-the-art chips, such as the H20 AI chips. News can cause the stock market to overreact, and significant price declines can offer excellent chances to purchase premium equities. Is it time to purchase Nvidia? The shares of Nvidia are quite erratic. In the past year, there have been 26 swings of more than 5%. In light of that, today's action suggests that while the market views this news as significant, it is not enough to drastically alter its opinion of the company. The last significant move we discussed was 2 days ago, when the stock fell 13% due to news that Chinese artificial intelligence startup DeepSeek had released a new large language model, DeepSeek R1, that ranks competitively on important global benchmarks, coding competitions, math evaluations, uses less sophisticated semiconductor chips, is significantly less expensive to build, at $5.5 million, excluding non-compute costs, and has already seen strong adoption after topping the iPhone App Store for AI apps. Notably, the business has also made this model publicly available, which could make it more difficult for competitors to defend significant upfront investments in software, hardware, and knowledge needed to create comparable systems. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella commended DeepSeek's work during his speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, describing the new model as super impressive because to its open-source design, effective inference time computing, and high compute efficiency. The developments coming out of China should be taken very seriously, he said. According to Nadella's remarks, startups like DeepSeek have the potential to change the AI industry's competitive environment. The announcement from DeepSeek challenges long-held beliefs in several significant ways. 1. It challenges the idea that the only paths forward for AI development are more funds and access to cutting-edge hardware. 2. DeepSeek reaffirms that inventors who face export restrictions or high chip costs can nevertheless compete by utilizing less sophisticated gear. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.